Yeah, and it's because those type of streams they're just not profitable. You just can't make enough subs to make up for like how much it costs to rent out the space, how much it costs to hire people to do catering, how much it costs to hire people to bartend, to clean up afterward, renting out all of the tables and the seats, camera people, light people, just general staff that you might need. It's yeah. I think even one of these places is like probably like $100,000 just to rent out for a couple hours for like a day. So very, very, very expensive. And I have a lot of respect for someone that can actually put together events, knows they're not profitable, and does them because they just love making that type of content and they like doing that type of stuff. They find it more enjoyable. I think I have so much respect for that. So she tweeted out, she tweeted out saying, hey, if you want to help with the Streamer Awards, please consider opening a tab and helping with farming ad revenue here. I'm live until the Streamer Awards. And she made a Twitch account called twitch.tv/QD-events. I don't have enough sponsors to pay for the show this year, so if you like the show and you want it to exist, come hang out. And she also says, just want to say there are a ton of channels that do only VOD content 24/7 to make money. I thought being transparent about it and being transparent about why I'm doing it would be cool. Maybe I shouldn't have been so transparent because that makes people mad. And people rightfully said that they're only getting mad because it's a woman, because it's Cutie. I think because it's Cutie and because it's a woman, because people uniquely dislike Cutie in the same way that people uniquely dislike Pokey. I don't know why, to be clear. I think the reason that people dislike Pokey is because they think that her life is easy and she's like raking in millions off of like simps that she's tricking into thinking that they're going to date her or something. When if you've watched her stream, she's never done that ever. Ever. Huh? This is so bizarre to me. It's so bizarre to me. And I don't know about you guys, but personally, when I read this tweet, I read this as a tweet for her audience. I read this as a tweet for the people that show up to her streams. And she's telling the people that show up to her streams, hey, I know for me, I've had a lot of people who will message me or people who even type in chat like, hey, I don't have money to support the channel. Is there any other way that I can support the channel? Because I want, to help and I like your content and I want to see it grow or want to see more of it. And I don't want you to stop making that content. And I think this is a common sentiment for most people. I think for most people, if you watch a content creator and you know that what they're doing isn't making enough money, you want to support them. And if you don't have the income to support them, to directly support them, you want to see if there's another way to support them. And so basically what she's saying is, hey, for all of the people who said that you want to support, but you don't have the money to, an easy way to do it would just be to like open this tab up in a separate window and just like, don't mute the stream, mute the tab, and we can farm ad rev together. And thank you. I would really appreciate it. So she's not, in my opinion, she's not even talking to everyone. She's not telling everyone, go do this right now. She was literally just talking to her audience. That's it. And there are so many content creators that already do this on Twitch. It's any channel that is doing reruns is essentially doing this, just so you know. I think the most egregious example is the PewDiePie channel, which surprisingly, I'm not even going to comment on whether like my opinions on PewDiePie, to be very, very clear. I don't have any opinions right now on this topic. I'm only talking about the fact that this is a 24/7 channel that just reruns his content. That's it. That's what the channel, it's literally just a way to farm extra ad rev. It doesn't, that's it. That's the only thing that the page is for. OTK does the same thing. And I imagine, as most of you would imagine, or most of you would think, the problem isn't replay channels. The problem was essentially telling people to bot it with open tabs. So let me get this straight. If she had put reruns of the previous streamer awards, you wouldn't have been mad? Okay, sure. I don't understand why her being honest has made people mad. It's like a bunch of idiots on the internet just basically saying, no, content creators, you guys should be lying to us. Lie to us and pretend like you're better than everyone else. Like, she's just being honest about it. I feel like that's a respectable position because most content creators are too afraid to be honest about it. It's also not botting. Like, that's not what that term means. So I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate her just being open about it, being like, listen, guys, I can't afford this event. Please watch this channel, please. If you don't want to, it's okay. But please watch this channel if you can. Now, as you would imagine, some fucking losers online have to get mad about this. They have to. It's inevitable that they get mad about this. A woman existing? Illegal. We need to do something about this now. Now. So, this guy, this fucking nerd. Sorry, I'm trying to. For clarity, here is a short summary of what the recent Cutie tweets are about. Cutie posts about her new Twitch channel to fund the Streamer Awards. Is there anything wrong with a rerun channel? No. So why were people calling her out? Thread. I think this is a good time to say, I hate to be this person, but I've always thought that the thread emoji was cringe. I feel like the only people who use it nowadays are people who are sarcastically or ironically using it. So if you're using it in 2024, I understand that your brain is the size of a peanut. Continuing. On both her Twitch page and her event and on Twitter, she gives explicit instructions to mute the tab and not the Twitch player so that she can farm ad revenue. Twitter post has since been deleted. Here's the channel description. I call her out for this here. And it's a quote tweet, I guess. How in the world is this moron trying to scam Twitch with her stream description? She's already rich. What's the possible upside here? What? So that she can break even on the event without taking a Fansly sponsorship, which is the thing that you guys got mad at her for? It's like saying uploading your VODs to YouTube is scamming. It's just sad. It's just really sad. As if Twitch doesn't have any money. Guys, poor widow Twitch, they don't have the money for this, okay? Listen, Dan Clancy's all right as far as CEOs go. Motherfucker's still collecting a bag. Let's be FR. I don't even have to go and look at Twitch's financials to know that he's collecting a bag. Okay. He literally said it himself? Yeah. Yeah. Twitch help page. Does a muted stream count as a view? Yes, whether you mute the video on Twitch or the browser, you still count as a viewer so long as the live video is playing. Cool. As many people are pointing out, this is some serious bootlicker behavior. And I guess Cutie mistakenly, I understand, Queen. I get it. You thought that this was someone that was normal. Common mistake. I understand. It's okay. I forgive you. And I love you. But she responded to him. and said, I'm explicitly trying to pay for a massive show that I put on myself. It's for the community. So if the community wants to help, watch some ads to pay for it, then so be it. Currently, I stand to lose a lot of money on the show, so this is me selling myself and my content to help pay for it. I do agree that my description is aggressive, and I thought muting the tab was a meme, but I'm having the person that made the channel edit that. I hadn't seen it. This is genuinely not hurting anyone. Beautifully stated, Queen. Wonderfully done. Wonderfully done. And as many of you guys know, quick sidebar. I will admit, if I feel that there are female streamers who are justified or female streamers who wrongfully get a lot of harassment like Pokimane, I do my absolute fucking best to defend these people because nobody else will do it. No one else will do it. Everyone else is too fucking afraid. And you know what I have to say about that? I am not. Okay? And I will defend the fuck out of content creators that I think are completely valid and haven't done anything wrong. This is literally a victimless crime. You cannot convince me to care about this issue. You just can't. You can't. All right. Continuing. Is it wrong for her to run the rerun channel? No. Do I believe that she believed the muting the tab thing is just a meme? Also, no. One of her best friends, Casey Tron, leeches from Twitch in this same way as well. Now, obviously, hurting Twitch is wrong to begin with, considering it currently employs a huge chunk of cutie peers, an entire ecosystem of smaller streamers. Guys, don't hurt Twitch. Twitch is just a little company. It's just a little corporation. It's just a little corporation, guys. Where was this energy for Fextra Life? What did it require for us to finally get some guidelines to help fix Fextra Life? And Fextra Life, that was not a victimless crime. All right? That was not a victimless crime. I've complained about this before. I will complain about it again.
He's deep-throating the boot so hard his gag reflex ain't built for it yet.
Also, it's so dumb. Watching literally makes Twitch more profitable. Yeah. The concern would be advertisers being frustrated with Twitch. But all Twitch needs to do is make some blanket promises or whatever and just be like, yeah, we're working on it. And then eventually do something about it. Maybe. I'm sorry, but when Baldur's Gate came out, if you looked up anything Baldur's Gate related, you want to know which links came up first? Fucking Fextra Life. And the Fextra Life wiki sucks so much more than the actual Baldur's Gate wiki. It's finally fixed now, but Fextra Life, I guess like search engine optimization is just really good. And so it was going all the way to the top every single time. But consistently, the wiki is just a worse version of the other wiki. The same thing happened with Elden Ring as well. Because you go to the wiki, first of all, it's just formatted like shit. Visually impossible to read. And it also has very limited information. And it autoplays the embedded Fextra Life stream so that they can bot more viewers. Whereas the Baldur's Gate 3 wiki doesn't have any of these problems because it's an actual wiki. It actually is like really nice and formatted well, and everything is hyperlinked and Krispy Kreme. Yeah, I don't even want to show that stuff, Kumar, because I don't even think it's next level gross. I'm good. So that was not a victimless crime, Fextra. Okay? Mr. Fextra, if that even is your real name, fuck you for making me click on your goddamn link 100 times. So, moving on. And then he gets very close to getting it. In closing, leave the multi-billion-dollar company alone. Dude, you're so close. You're so close to getting it. You're so close. Also, this man does not know what the word scam means. This is also something that people talk about doing all the time. People have like lurker commands. They have like exclamation point lurk commands that says, you know, hey, I'm muting the tab, but I'm still here to help your viewership because I want to support you, but I'm not watching. This isn't like a hidden secret that nobody talks about. Also, what the fuck are sleep streams? Anyways, he says, she's still got her bot telling people how to scam on the twitch.tv cutie events channel. Wow, guys, I really thought it was a meme. I had no idea. And it's Fosabot saying, it is more than enough to leave the stream open in an extra tab, but if you want to subscribe to my main channel over at Cutie Cinderella, instead it gives me a much better split of the subscription revenue and you get more emotes. In order for something to be a scam, you have to be tricked into believing one thing while doing another thing. This is not a scam. Where is the scam? Guys, Cutie told me if I open another tab for her and I mute it, she gets more ad revenue. I can't believe she would scam me like this. Because guess what? I opened her stream in another tab and then I muted it and she made ad revenue. When are we going to do something about these scammers? That's not a scam. That's not a scam. I don't understand. Do you remember when Wolfpack did this with Spotify with a blank album and used the money to give a free concert for the fans? Wait, that's so sick. Wait, that's so sick. Literally, Rust streamers over AFK overnight when they're running Twitch drops for a week straight, but can't believe my woman streamer is taking advantage of this system. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Anywho, absolute page. But it gets better. Because he decided, you know what? I haven't made myself look like enough of an idiot. So it's time to go further. It's time to go further. He proceeded to screenshot him getting owned for some reason. I don't know why. This is quite literally the epitome of posting your L's online. Quick shout out to me. I did get mentioned up there. I just want to say, I think my tweet was hilarious. Your boots, sir. Sir, your boots. Which I followed up with, tell me I'm wrong, guys. To at Twitch and tell them, guys, a streamer is stealing your ad revenue. Guys. That has the same energy as the, excuse me, teacher, excuse me, you didn't collect the homework today. Excuse me. What are you, a hall monitor? Brother, go get some pussy, on God. I don't discriminate. Go get cock if you want to. Jesus. I cannot imagine the type of universe you have to live in where you are going and running and telling the teacher, Mrs. Twitch, someone is stealing your ad revenue unfairly. Oh my goodness, dude. This guy seems like the same type of guy that would post that one meme, you wouldn't steal a computer, but unironically. Like, it's fine. It's actually fine. All right? It's actually fine. If Twitch wants to do something about it, and Twitch thinks that what Cutie is doing is against their terms of service, they will do something about it. You don't need to help them. This is jobless behavior, sir. They're not even paying you. Please. Okay. All right. Do streamers get money, ad rev from sub money, or is that a separate thing? It's a separate thing. Now, I don't understand exactly why. From my understanding, I believe Cutie, her main account, not her second channel that she made to help fundraise, but her main account got banned, but it got banned for 40 minutes for like an Omegle thing. So it wasn't even about the offending tweets. She just showed Omegle, which I guess is now banned against. It's not acceptable under TOS anymore. I'm not sure. I haven't kept up with that corner of TOS since I don't really do that type of content. She was speedrunning. Nice. Nice. Wait. She didn't purposely get banned so that she could avoid getting posted on. No, because that's LSF. You have to get banned from the subreddit. Never mind. That's different. Speedrunning cock Omegle. Yeah. I thought Omegle like got shut down or something. I don't know. I don't follow up with that stuff in general. Moving on. Like I was talking about earlier, this man decided to post his L for some reason. And he posted people making fun of him for some reason. He posted let's go in order. He posted Casey Tron's reply, which is maybe instead of what you're doing, sorry, excuse me, let me start over. Maybe instead of doing whatever the fuck you think it is you're doing, you should go get therapy. Such a fucking loser freak. Why would you post that? Caroline says, man, you might need to go to the ER. That boot is lodged so deep down, it's in your ass now. And obviously, the tweet that I showed you guys, your boots, sir. Which, in my opinion, was a very funny response. And I have to say, it's very weird to post this online, sir. But hey, if you think you're owning the libs, keep doing it, because it's fucking hilarious. It's so funny, and you have no idea how much... It's fine. It's fine. Shh. Don't tell him that don't tell him that he's humiliating himself. Okay. And then this part is great. All of these bourgeois streamers are attacking me for defending Twitch's ability to generate revenue and pay its workers. Is this what they call class solidarity? I'm trying so hard not to laugh. I am trying so hard not to laugh. Guys, I don't know if you guys know, but class solidarity is when you defend the major multi-million-dollar corporation that is owned by the major multi-billion-dollar corporation, Amazon. That's actually real class solidarity. Because corporations are people. My favorite part about this is this does not impact Twitch's ability to generate revenue or pay its workers. It doesn't impact it at all. Okay, but Blonde Anji, literally, literally. He thinks it's bougie to defend a giant corporation while defending a giant corporation. If they don't understand this, how do you expect them to understand sarcasm? You're right. That was on me. If anything, so I'm not sure what the exact model of Twitch is. It's possible that the way that Twitch works is they solidify the ad contracts first, and then they pay out streamers accordingly. But it's also possible that instead of that, because streamers make, I think, 55% of the ad revenue that's generated, it's possible that the alternative is also true, that the more streamers that exist and the more ad revenue or more viewership that Twitch gets, the more advertisers want to advertise. So it actually is bringing more revenue in. I would have to sit down and look at like how they organize their financials before I could comment on that. However, it is not causing Twitch to lose money. They are not losing money. That's not what's happening. Okay. No, not even remotely. %, Twitch has historically not even been able to serve their whole inventory, so they want to run more ads. That might be true. Again, I haven't looked at their financials. If they've been solidifying deals, but they can't find enough channels to run the ads on, that's hilarious because Qt's actually doing a service for Twitch. Also, Qt's one stream is not going to make a dent in the entirety of the paid for ads. It's just not. It's one stream. It's not going to make like a huge dent in the same way. And as many people have already mentioned, sir, Twitch is owned by Amazon. Amazon can afford to run a corporation or a company or a platform at a loss, which they have already been doing since Amazon Prime existed. Cindy, California, thank you for the 20 months. Thank you. If there is a victim here, it's the advertisers paying for ads nobody sees, but fuck them, who cares? Yeah. Yeah. TV watchers never get up from the couch or mute the TV during commercials. Surely. Oh, gosh. So, I can't imagine sympathizing for advertisers. And then he tags us. Why are you tagging us, roasting you? So we can make fun of you more? I don't understand. This guy has to have like a humiliation kink. It just has to. Oh, man. This one also I love. Genuine question. Why is it always small, failed streamers obsessed with larger streamers and what they do? I legit see this so often. Is there something I'm missing? Sir, you're replying to an account that has 1,200 followers. $2K viewers is a failure? Guys, I fell off. Guys, I fell off. I'm sorry I had to tell you guys this way. I'm sorry you guys had to find out this way, man. Yeah. That man is just speaking the truth. Just speaking the truth. Oh, gosh. I don't think they're talking about you. No, they are. They're talking about me and the other people in that screenshot. Okay. There were a few other things that I wanted to discuss on this topic. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I guess apparently also Asmongold was like, yo, what if I say something fucking stupid? Y'all mind if I say something absolutely stupid? But I will watch the whole clip. I will not interrupt it. I will let him finish, and then we will go in.
There's that. And I have no problem with people doing a rerun channel. I think rerun channels are totally fine. But this person is not an incel. They don't hate women. They're not a freak for saying.
Very quickly, I know I just said I wouldn't pause it. There's a bit of a Streisand effect, TBH, and It's very entertaining. Great. Keep it going. I'm having fun. Anywho, let me return to the topic at hand. This has the same energy as the white guy who tells black people, the cops aren't racist. You know, if people would just comply, they wouldn't get hurt. Me, as a successful cis white male streamer in the space, I can tell you guys with certainty that this guy is not sexist. Shit, for real. Ugh, you're so right, King. You know best. Okay, I'm done. Let's watch.
Saying this. And he's right. If everybody started doing this, Twitch would pay the entirety of all of the partners less money for ads because the ads. So this is, oh my God. So you have to understand the cause and effect of something like this.
It's not that Twitch would start paying less. It's that advertisers would start complaining to Twitch and saying, hey, we're only interested in paying you guys to serve our ads if they're actually being shown to viewers. And they would be threatening to pull out. They wouldn't start paying them less. That seems ridiculous. More likely than not, Twitch would have to take action to make sure that advertisers aren't unhappy. And they would have to crack down on it themselves. But that's on them to do. Also, very evidently, they didn't give a fuck about it for so many years, i.e. Fextra Life and all of the Fextra Life copycats.
So advertisers, what are advertisers paying?
In addition, advertisers already know that the vast majority of their ads are not going to be seen by people. Advertisers are aware. There's a reason that advertising is accounted for very differently than other types of costs. And it's because you can't really understand or figure out how much revenue is being generated from those ads. So it's more of just kind of like a blanket cost that they throw in. So, I don't even know if you care about this, but did you hear about the drama with... No, I don't know. I don't know anything about VTube stuff at all. I just know that Iron Mouse and she's really good at singing. That's all I know. Hey, I just came in. Are we talking about sexism? What if we were? Then what? Then what would you do? Okay. Right, yes. So back to the point I was trying to make. Advertisers have blanket amounts of money, like they're going to set aside maybe $5 million. Just as an example number, please. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. I'm just picking a random number. Maybe they set aside $5 million and they give it to Twitch and they're like, run ads for our channel. Here you go. Do it in whatever way you think is best. Have fun with it. Just make sure that X, Y, and Z criteria are met. And that's basically it. Now, if ads feel that they are, or like ad companies that are paying to have their ads shown, feel that their ads are not being shown to enough people, like 0% of people are watching ads, then they will complain to Twitch and say, hey, we're going to pull our advertising money because we don't feel like you're actually showing people the ads. They would never, sorry. I disagree with people saying so blasé and so nonchalantly that advertisers are going to start paying less. More likely than not, they would just pull out. The same thing that happened with Twitter. The advertisers didn't say, well, we're going to pay you guys less. They were like, yeah, we're not going to advertise on your website anymore. We have serious disagreements here. Why would we pay you a smaller amount for you to waste? The click-through ads rate of the ads are tracked, so it's important for them that people are actually watching it. Yeah, and not to mention, again, like I said before, companies that pay for ads know that the vast majority of people that see the ads are not going to click them, and there are going to be a lot of people that walk away from their computers and close their tabs when they watch the ads. There would have to be a severe problem on Twitch where a lot of people were exploiting ad rev for Twitch to start giving a fuck. And I don't think one channel doing it or the channels doing reruns are like ruining the platform. Continuing.
Paying for it. They're paying for people to see the ads. They want you to see the ads. So if you're not seeing the ads, well, then their money's going into garbage, right? So whenever they're having that happen and their money's going into garbage, and they say, oh, well, we expected to get a $1,000 return on a $500 payment, right? And so they don't get that. And so now they say, okay, well, we're not going to give you $500 anymore because we're not making that money back.
Sorry, I was muted. Again, advertisers will also haggle on anything to make it cheaper to play their ads, so they'll make any excuse. Yeah. Going back, though, for 2 seconds, again, revenue is not directly linked or tied to advertising because it's too hard to accurately measure how many people have been primed to watch to get your product off of the ad that they watched. Click-through rate is not the end-all, be-all. You have to understand, prior to the internet, we had billboards. And there is zero way to track how people decided to buy your product with a billboard. This is not... They probably have metrics that they track and try and maintain, but they also understand that product placement is huge. What's the term? Product recognition is huge. And people just seeing that your product exists is good enough. Like CTR is just one metric of advertising. Just one. Because brand identity is very important. Because when you go to the store and you need some dish soap, guess what? You're probably not going to buy the dish soap that you've never heard of, but you probably will buy the dish soap sold by Dawn. Because you're like, yeah, didn't they clean up that BP oil spill or something? Yeah, their product's good, right? I'll just buy this. And companies are willing to pay a lot of fucking money to get people to have that mindset about their product. That is why, even though Coca-Cola, not the drug, continues to pay for ads, even though they're probably the largest soda company. I could be mistaken. It's possible that there's another soda company that I don't know of that's bigger. It's one of the largest sodas. Probably everyone in the United States knows about Coca-Cola. But they still pay for the ads because they want to continue having that same brand recognition. They're not paying for the ads because they're like, we need people to start click-throughing. We need people to click through our link so that they can go buy our Coke on the website. Same thing with, for example, the Army ads that you guys get on Twitch. They don't expect people to click on the ad. They expect you to be primed that maybe when you go to school or you go to high school and there is a recruiter there, you're like, hey, I saw that ad and it made the Army look pretty cool. You know what? Maybe I'll just talk to them. Maybe I'll just talk to the recruiter. That's their goal. Their goal is not to get you to click and go buy a product necessarily. Same thing with the Trojan ads. Everyone here? Maybe just the sex havers in here. I don't know. You guys have gotten Trojan ads, the Trojan condom ads. Nobody. I refuse to believe. If you are doing this, you're insane. I refuse to believe there is even one person who has clicked on the Trojan ad and bought condoms on their website. I don't believe you. If you do that, you are a serial killer, and I do not trust you. But you know what? Chances are, next time you're at the store, because you realize you don't have any condoms and you're bringing Shorty over to your place, you're going to buy the Trojans because those are the ones that you know.
Actually, I would never buy that one because they're really not good. The feel of them is really way too bad.
Okay. That's the goal. The goal is just familiarity. Like getting people to trust your product because they've seen it so much. That is one of the primary goals. When it comes to click-through rate, and when it comes to companies that are actually actively trying to run a profit, they go directly to influencers. Mostly because influencers are cheaper for this type of thing. That's where they go when they want direct returns on what they're paying for. They're like, hey, streamer, we'll pay you $5,000, get like 100 people to download this game. Okay, that's all. I just needed to, I know I said that I wasn't going to pause in the middle of this video, but I'm so bad. I'm so bad at not pausing, gosh. You guys hopefully understand the point that I'm trying to make. A lot of the companies that are paying for the type of ads that play before Twitch streams are companies that just want more brand recognition. And brand recognition is, for a lot of corporations, way more important than a couple people clicking on the ad. Again, not to say that the metrics aren't measured and tracked, but it's not the end all be all. All right.
We're only going to give you 400 or 300. So guess what happens? Whenever Twitch only makes $400 or $300 instead of the 1,000, or sorry, instead of the 500, because they're not making 1,000, they're making 600 or 800, well, then everybody else is going to get less money from the ads because it depresses the entire marketing scheme. It's the CPM, it's cost per mile. That's the term that's used for advertising. So if the CPM goes lower, then everybody gets paid less money. It's crazy to me that people are calling this guy a freak for a factual statement.
This is what happens when you're like certain that you're right about everything all the time. You have such a blind spot for bigotry that you can't see. Because any woman seeing that guy's tweets knows immediately that that dude is like a huge incel. But when you're so sure that you're right every single time, it's like, he's just saying what's on his mind. You know, not everything is about your gender. It's like, okay. All right. Seems like you have your personal mind set up. Seems like you have your, it seems like you have your mind set. Okay. All right.
Retarded for a factual statement. He is right.
Fan be like, are you eating seaweed? 50% sea, 50% weed. This combination goes really hard though. Seaweed snack and string cheese. Trust. Trust. Uh-oh. Here's an example of the definitely not sexist Asmongold. Uh-oh. Monka Omega. Monka Giga.
It's unattractive, ugly women that feel insecure whenever they have characters that are more attractive than they are in the game. That's what it is. It doesn't really have anything. The only guys that care about it are guys that pretend to care about it because they think that it'll get them points with girls. I don't think guys give a shit at all. Because the thing is, like, guys don't care about it whenever it happens to them.
Because it's not happening. You're not getting female gazed. You know what type of male characters are getting female gazed? The ones that are in Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sorry. Those men are sluts. Those men are whores. Have you seen Astarion? God. Have you seen Gale or Halsin? That is some female gaze. They do not exist so that they can be macho men. They exist exclusively so that they can be sex objects for women. Not to say that the gays can't enjoy them too, but yeah, buff dudes like Thor and Captain America, that doesn't fall under the female gaze. Okay. Let's keep going.
Like you look at like any like if you look at like really whenever you really think about it, in a lot of these fantasy games, the male characters are way more unrealistic than the female characters. Like the female characters, it's just a fit woman with, you know, like double D's. But like the male character,
Very very realistic. Having a 24-inch waist and double D's. Way more realistic than being buff. Okay. Yeah. You just need plastic surgery. What's the big deal? Most women, surprise, surprise, are not going to be able to maintain a small figure and like a sub 15% body fat body without losing most of their boobs. Because guess what? I don't know if you guys know this. Boobs are just fat. And when you lose a lot of fat, that sometimes is also your boobs. Of course, fat distribution is going to be different person to person. All the fat on my body goes straight to my ass for whatever reason. But I know other women who a lot of their fat goes straight to their tits, which is like, dude, I'm so jealous, man. Give me them boobies. Sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm growing and learning as a person and changing. I'm becoming a better person, I swear. Intrusive thoughts won. You're right. Yeah, they did. They did win. They did win. Sorry, the part of me that wants to criticize Asmongold was it was overridden by the part of me that's gay. Like, oh gosh. Okay.
characters, this is like a guy that's competing in Mr. Olympia.
All right. Oh man, I can't believe I still haven't found it. Let me see if I can find it one more time.
Besaid.
Oh man. It really sucks because there was an amazing thread, I've talked about it before, of someone breaking down the difference between the female gaze and the male gaze when it comes to men with unrealistic body proportions. And it was so eloquently put, but I will never be able to find it again because I didn't save it well enough, which is so infuriating. It's so frustrating. The TLDR of the post, I'll do my best to summarize it. I'll do my absolute best. It is the difference between you guys are gonna love this. It's the difference between who the media is being presented to and how it's being presented. You can have a woman that is very hot and sexy, but she is portrayed to the female gaze. And you can have the same woman portrayed to the male gaze instead. This is a good example. This is one good example. But this tweet reads, I can't always explain the difference between the male and female gaze, but I know it when I see it. And it's a picture of Harlequin from, wait, is that's the character? Yes. From Joker, whatever, Batman universe. And it shows the two versions of her. The first one when she's in Suicide Squad, and the second one when she's in Birds of Prey. And this is a pretty good summary. In the first movie, she was 100% male gazing. Oh my goodness, 100%. In the second one, however, that was all for the girlies. It's just the way that she's portrayed is different. She's still the same person. She still looks the same. She's still hot as fuck. Literally, it's the same actress, same character, same body. But how she is presenting and how the authors or the writers or directors are presenting her to the audience is going to change who that audience, who she is being made for, which audience she's being made for. And the same thing, the exact same thing happens with male body types. It's not just that you have to be hot and sexy for it to be unrealistic. Presentation is very important. Body type matters and everything like that, but presentation is of the utmost importance. To best explain my point, oh man, I really wish I could find that thread, but that's okay. That's okay. It's the difference between Conan the Barbarian being presented this way versus a shirtless Fabio being presented this way. Of course, this dude is like swole as hell. Ignore the fact that he's like bursting just for a second. These are both muscular dudes. Also, Fabio is like maybe a little bit of a dated example because that was before we had modern day male aesthetics that were just like get as swole as you can. But the presentation is very different. One of these is sort of a power dynamic. The strength is part of the power dynamic. You as a man that is watching this or playing a game, you are inserting yourself into that character. That sounded very gay, but stay with me for a second. That character is a self-insert for you. It's like, oh yeah, I'm so strong and buff and oh, I'm gonna destroy you guys. Versus, yeah, my rippling abs, you can come lay on them if you want. You know, you can tell me anything you need to. It's very different. And this is like a concept that I think a lot of men struggle with this concept, especially like conservative men. They struggle with this concept a lot. It's just different. It's just different. It's different presentation. And if you think that there is no difference between an image like this and an image like this, I guess I just won't be able to convince you. Which is okay. You can have your opinion, and that's okay. One is a cartoon drawing and the other one's a real guy. Okay, one second. Let me get a picture of Thor. Man, I wish I knew more about the Marvel Universe so I could more easily find a photo. Because I don't even know what to look for. Chris Hemsworth. Oh, perfect. Thanks. We didn't even have to find a picture of Thor. Here, a real guy that played Conan the Barbarian. Like, one of these guys is very stoic and is like commanding and demanding respect, while like keeping his hand on his fucking what is it called, sword, right? The other guy's like, I would love to take you out on a romantic dinner sometime if you'd like. If you'd like. The other guy is trying to serenade you, okay? He's trying to put down some candles, play some sexy jazz music. This guy is just trying to go kill some people. Okay. I think you guys get the point I'm trying to make. I don't need to like. You guys understand what I'm talking about. It's one of those things that frustrates me so much because it just shows a complete lack of understanding about feminist literature and a complete lack of desire to actually engage with the material because you are just convinced that you are correct. But there is more to female gaze and male gaze than just, oh, man sexy, woman sexy. Fat, ugly feminists don't like woman when sexy. How dare? How dare? And I will tell you guys, all right. Unfortunately, my breasts are not double D's or F cups. So it is possible that, Asmongold will disagree. Okay. But in case you care, just in case you care, this is what I look like, if you even care. If you even care, this is what I look like. And I am the most hardcore feminist you can find. Not radical feminist. Those are very different. I don't believe in gender essentialism. That's fucking stupid. But I'm as feminist as you can get. I am of the opinion that gender roles hurt everyone and that the best thing that we can do for women and men, by the way, is remove gender roles. Just let people do and be who they want to be without feeling like they need to exist in some cultural norm. And if we stop saying that men need to be this way and women need to be this way and women can't do this and men can't do this, you're just hurting everyone. Which is core, by the way, to gender essentialism. Or sorry, not gender essentialism. I was reading a chat message. Which is core to feminism. That's what feminism is about. It's just people should do what they want to do. The focus has always been on women historically because women historically have not had as many rights as men have. And it starts with reshaping how we view women. But the end goal is a society that benefits men and women. It wasn't this thread, but maybe this is a good thread. A theory-heavy cartoon I did about the female gaze recommended reading on a toilet with a cup of tea or while some guy is trying to make you watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This scene in Pride and Prejudice that involves me, that makes me super horny and all it revolves around is Mr. Darcy's hand. I first saw it when I was 14 and it never stopped being hot, but for so long I haven't understood why. There are moments in other films that I feel like I'm supposed to find attractive, like muscly superheroes or expressions of hypermasculinity, but I just find them boring. I did some research and I came across a term called the female gaze. Up until now, I'd only ever heard of the male gaze. Lily, what's the male gaze? Well, Mr. Darcy's hand, I'm glad you asked. The male gaze, to put it simply, is where women in the media are viewed through the eyes of a heterosexual man. The man is active and the woman is a passive object of desire, aka Wolf of Wall Street. Even if the viewer doesn't identify as a hetero man, they're forced to view the woman in the movie through that lens. The objectification of the woman has little or no relevance to the plot. It's just there to please the men. Obviously, the patriarchy is at play, but a more specific reason the male gaze exists is because straight men make up most of the movie industry's leadership roles. This is reflected in the movies we watch. Only 29% of top grossing films had female protagonists. And then it has a bunch of examples of women being portrayed under a male gaze. The Megan Fox in Transformers is the best example. Most recently, I've been enjoying watching Code Geass because all the dudes in Code Geass are like piloting the mechs like this, and they're like, danger, danger. And then Colin, the one female character with like the giant tits, is like, she has to pilot her mech like this because she has like a special mech. And her mech is like, guys, I wish I could show you guys the whole thing. Guys, I'm piloting the mech. Don't mind my giant arched back and my massive titties. I'm piloting. I wish I could show you guys a picture. It's like, why is no one else piloting the mech this way? And as a kid, when I watched it, I was like, ugh, this is such male gaze. This is so male gaze. Ugh. And as an adult, I just think it's fucking hilarious. I think it's so funny as an adult. It's just so absurd. Oh, and maybe I can find a picture so you guys can understand, because I didn't do it justice. There are some good ass shots they have of the character in the mech, and I want to find one of those. This sort of thing. Now, this isn't Colin, to be clear. This is like C2, but there are so many scenes where the women piloting the mechs are from this angle, and there is not a single scene of any of the male pilots at this angle. This is a good representation of how she pilots her mech, by the way. Everybody else sits up straight, but for some reason, she pilots her mech like this. And it's fucking hilarious every single time. Oh my God, I got some good examples. Oh my God, it's so funny. All right. Sorry, the weeb in me again. This is how she pilots her mech. That poses for her safety. Clearly, Denim, you're just an ugly feminist that's jealous. Actually, a crazy concept, okay? Like, girl, if you don't sit the fuck up. Crazy concept, I know, really crazy idea, but you can be attractive and criticize bad media, bad literature. You can criticize the male gaze. You can criticize media that is explicitly and almost exclusively made just for men. Your attractiveness does not matter in this conversation. It's just the ugly women that are jealous that they don't look like that. Okay. Seems like you just don't want to engage with the material. Oh, gosh. You're just jealous of her scoliosis. Fuck. You're so right, though. But again, maybe I'm lacking F cup, so maybe I am not attractive in Asmongold standards. In which case, you got me. It's always the ugly women that want to criticize media. You got me. I've been got. I want to see if I
The
can
swimming
find...
anime Iwatobi Swim Club is a good example of female gaze.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And then this part I think is probably pretty good. Because mostly men wrote and directed these movies, they wrote the female characters and what they presumed women found attractive in men. The result is hilarious. What the male writers assumed we like is basically masculinity on steroids. And then the big macho man and the 19-year-old girl have sex, and she comes in 10 seconds. Often people will see a macho man on screen and think that's a female gaze because it's supposedly sexy for women to look at, but this is still the male gaze. It is a world through the male's perspective. The male writers have built this ideal man. Women haven't. So yeah. The common iteration of this, by the way, guys, or not iteration rather, but a smaller phenomenon is a microcosm. There we go. Is men who go to the gym expecting this, but getting this. Posting a gym pic, expectation. Oh my God. Reality, looking big, king. And it's because you're not catering to women. You're catering to what you want women to like. Okay. I'm very passionate about this topic because I like to criticize media. And I think criticizing media is good. And it gives us better media. Oh, this is a pretty one. This is a pretty good example. Books for girls, books for everyone, even though they're all about men. Yeah. If you want a better example of this, women are basically allowed to wear any male clothing. Men are not even remotely allowed to wear anything that is even slightly female. Slightly. Not that clothes can have genders, but if women wore pants, fine. Women wear boyfriend pants, fine. Women want to wear big hoodies, totally fine. Women can dress as masculine as they want. And maybe there are like some trad people that are like, women shouldn't dress this way. But generally speaking, it's not offensive to anyone. You as a man, God forbid you wear pants too tight. What are you, gay? Don't even think about skirts or dresses. I have seen, unironically, men say that you're not allowed to wear crop tops as a man. How do I explain that the sexiest thing you can do as a man is be this guy? 3-inch inseam and crop top. Look at these fucking sluts. Look at them. Look at them. Whores, I tell you. I want you to have fear that your dick and balls are going to slip out, okay? If you're not concerned about that, Are you even trying? Are you? I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Icarus, thank you for the prime. I want 0-inch team. I'm trying to see some balls. Yeah, I know about the Bechtel test. Unfortunately, the Bechtel test has been like sullied to the point where even uttering it means that you've lost the plot. So I generally don't discuss it. Okay, I hope that's been an informative lesson on female gaze versus male gaze and why this argument is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Absolute silliness. Not the same thing. Maddie Matheson? I don't know this guy. Didn't the creator of that test also come out and say it was intended to be used as the standard it's being used as now? Did they? I don't know. Like I said, I feel like people immediately disagree or immediately have no interest in listening the second you even utter the word Bechdel. So I don't even try anymore. I don't even try because it's not necessary for me to explain what I'm trying to explain. Okay. Anyways, back to the clip. Can we rewatch it so I can recenter my opinions and stuff?
There's that. And I have no problem with people doing a rerun channel. I think rerun channels are totally fine. But this person is not an incel. They don't hate women.
I will say one thing really quickly. I understand I'm going to good faith because I'm a fucking cuck. I'm going to go good faith one thing, which is there is I think a meaningful difference between reruns and just playing absolutely nothing. Now, I don't think it's a meaningful enough difference. And at the end of the day, you're still simping for a company. So like, please grow up. This idea that it's going to impact your bottom line because one streamer is doing it. No, I disagree. Listen, if it happens, I will eat my words and I will admit that I was wrong. But I disagree. I would be very surprised, genuinely very surprised if that happened. If Twitch's advertising dollars got significantly decreased. Now, again, like I was saying, I do think that there is a fundamental difference between running a channel that has nothing and running reruns, because technically with rerun channels, people could potentially be watching that. Whereas the channel that Cutie was promoting was a channel explicitly for don't even bother watching. And I do think that that's a meaningful difference, but I just don't think it's enough to even give a fuck this much. I just don't think it's important enough to care this much and complain this much and be a pussy-ass little bitch about it. Not even necessarily Asmongold. I think Asmongold's just being pig as usual. I'm just talking about the guy. It's like, guys, please, we need to do something for Twitch. We need to do something for Twitch immediately. No one wants to look out for the little guys anymore. Like Twitch. Oh my God. I mean, was it playing her old content though? Was it? Was it playing fully her old content? Because if so, then what's the problem? It was her YouTube video. Okay. I guess you could say that there's a difference between telling people that you have a rerun channel versus telling people that you're using that channel to make ad rev, but she's just being honest. Why do you think people have those rerun channels? Out of the goodness of their hearts? No, they're running it because it's free ad rev. She was just honest about it, and she didn't lie. And she got punished for it. She was the one person being honest about what the rerun channels are even for. And she got fucking punished for it. So this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh, gosh. Okay, I just want to finish the clip again so I can, like, recenter myself.
They're not a freak for saying this. And he's right. If everybody started doing this, Twitch would pay the entirety of all of the partners less money for ads because the ads. So this is, oh my God. So you have to understand the cause and effect of something like this. So advertisers, what are advertisers paying for? They're paying for people to see the ads. They want you to see the ads. So if you're not seeing the ads, well, then their money's going into garbage, right? So whenever they're having that happen and their money's going into garbage and they say, oh, well, we expected to get a $1,000 return on a $500 payment, right? And so they don't get that. And so now they say, okay, well, we're not going to give you $500 anymore because we're not making that money back. We're only going to give you $400 or $300. So guess what happens? Whenever Twitch only makes $400 or $300 instead of the 1,000, or sorry, instead of the 500, because they're not making 1,000, they're making 600 or 800. Well, then everybody else is going to get less money from the ads because it depresses the entire marketing scheme. It's the CPM, it's cost per mile. That's the term that's used for advertising. So if the CPM goes lower, then everybody gets paid less money. It's crazy to me that people are calling this guy a freak for a factual statement. He's retarded for a factual statement. He's right.
All right. That's in reference to Fan calling him that. Which was crazy, by the way. It's fucked up, too, because, I mean, again, I think I explained pretty well everything that I disagreed with. And I think I explained pretty well why Asmongold here is just incorrect and why this is just consistent, like, double standards and stuff. He just has a huge blind spot and he doesn't see it. He doesn't realize that he has a huge blind spot for people who are very clearly sexist. This is why whenever my black friends tell me, no, that person's racist, I'm like, I trust your opinion. I know you're not an unreasonable person, and if you're saying that, chances are I didn't see it because I was treated differently because I am not black. So I trust your stance. I know you're someone who is a reasonable person in all other regards, so I can trust this stance from you. Because I know for a fact it is so infuriating when you get treated worse than other people and you know it's because of your gender. And when you try and tell people around you, they're like, oh, really? Oh, what did he do? You know, sometimes people can just disagree with you. And it's like, dude, I know it when I see it. I know it when I see it. You kidding me? You kidding me? And the thing is, you can still ask why. I'm not even saying like you just have to blanket believe them. Right? You can ask why. You can be like, really, what did they do that you felt like made them racist? I'm just asking because I want to know. It doesn't mean you have to just straight up believe people. Just consider that maybe because your experiences are limited on this front, you might not be able to see the whole picture and you may not be able to see where you have like blind spots. And it's not harmful for you to listen to somebody else's experience. There is a genuine difference. There is a difference between asking for insight because you want to learn or you're just genuinely interested in understanding their perspective versus I'm just curious. And what did they actually do? It's the difference between being in a room of all women and saying, yeah, that guy's a fucking creep, and everyone in there understanding what that means versus being in a room of like 50% men, 50% women and saying that guy's a creep and having half the men say, oh yeah, what did he do? Oh, let me guess, he just offered to buy you a drink. And it's like, more like stalking me and following me home. But I'm glad you decided to defend some guy you don't know. instead of assuming that I'm not an insane person. But it's because these people haven't experienced those experiences. So they can't imagine it being real. But you know what I can't imagine being real? The top of the hour every hour. Can you imagine that? People running ads. Can you imagine it? That was 0 out of 10. I flubbed it. I'm still learning. Okay, guys, I'm still getting better. I'm still getting better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You go to Hassan's house one time. One time. Then it's all over. The most fucked up thing, too, is like, I want to like Asmongold. I do. I know. This is my worst take, by the way. I actually want to like him. And I know what you're thinking. Why? Now, I'm not a neat freak necessarily, but I'm a pretty clean person. The idea of bugs in my house is so gross. Specifically roaches. If I see like a spider in my house, like the long leg spiders, I'm like, oh, he's just cleaning up. He's eating the other bugs. That's fine. I'll just like take him outside and release him. Once we're at the point with roaches, no. I'm not talking about the pet roaches, which are different, which is a different breed of roach. I'm talking about infestation. I know people who have pet bugs, and I respect them, and I understand. But it's a different breed. Like, literally different, it's a different breed of roach. They're two different types of roaches. I don't generally like bugs, but I'm also kind of a Giga Chad, and I won't let anyone tell me. I won't let my puny, stupid human brain I won't allow it to convince me that I should be afraid of bugs. I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't know if anyone else has had this experience, by the way, but I feel like as a kid, I was not afraid of bugs at all. Like, I would pick up ants, I would pick up fireflies, I would pick up all types of bugs. And I didn't care at all. Like, it was just like, yay, bugs. And then I feel like the fear of bugs became instilled in me. Now, partially because my sisters considered it fun to torture me by pretending to and actually sometimes throwing roaches at me. Real ones, not plastic ones. I lived a very traumatizing childhood, guys, okay? You do not know what it's like until you have two siblings that are older than you and one of them holds you down and the other one either tickles you or farts on you, okay? That is real suffering. Moving on, though, enough about my childhood trauma. That's for therapy later. I got the fear of bugs instilled in me. And I hate society for doing that to me. I hate society for allowing that to happen to my brain. And so I am putting genuine effort in trying to fall back in love with little bugs, but I will never, ever, ever like roach infestations in my house. Like the roaches that are not clean and might carry not good stuff for you. There's a difference between pet ones and not pet ones, okay? All right. Go to Alveus? I am going to go to Alveus. I will, for sure. Sounds like growing up in Queens. Dude, that's just growing up in New York. And there's not a single person I know in New York that did not experience some roach infestation or mice infestation. At least mice are kind of cute. Obviously, you should not touch street mice because they're filled with diseases, Black Plague and all that. Not literally the Black Plague, but the Black Plague spread because of mice and rats. But yeah, you shouldn't touch them, but rats are so cute. Rats and mice are so cute. I'm, again, biased, however, because you're the rat. Represent. I'm a very white man from Indiana. I got a Super Bowl ad that was in Spanish. Twitch needs to get it together. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. It was the fleas on the rats? Yeah, but the rats are the ones that were able to spread it easily. I got into raising bugs to beat my insectophobia. I've read about mantises, tarantulas, isopods. I have a little aquarium with some beetles in it right now. But I fucking hate roaches. Yeah. Yeah. A friend of mine has like some pet roaches, and I want to go over there and ask them if I can hold one of them to try and get over my fear. Because there's no reason to be afraid of animals in the animal kingdom or insects that inhabit our planet. Of course, don't touch animals that probably have diseases. Don't touch street mice. Don't touch street roaches unless you want to fucking spread some disease. But we're just another species on this planet, just like they are. Except for bed bugs. Fuck those fuckers. I hope every single bed bug experiences nothing but suffering. And if not for the fact that mosquitoes spread malaria, I would think that they're really cool because they're like little vampires. I hate them, of course, but they're kind of cool. They're kind of cool. And also, they don't like me. I don't know if it's that I'm stinky or what, which is weird because I thought that mosquitoes are supposed to like owe blood. Sorry, I just leaked my blood type. But they don't like me. I don't know. I've been like standing next to other people and everybody else is getting bitten to fuck. And I'm like, damn. O+ or O-, I forgot actually. I donated blood a long time ago. And then I tried to donate again and I couldn't fill up the bag, which means that they don't actually get to use that blood. And then I tried again, like months and months and months apart, obviously. And the same thing happened and I got really lightheaded. So I was like, I guess I can't really donate blood until I figure out why I keep getting lightheaded. Because donating blood is good. And, you know, there are people who need it. And we have the modern technology to be able to give other people our excess blood. We'll make more. So you should if you can. If there's like a blood bank near you and you have the ability to, yeah, you should. Okay, I don't know why I went on that tangent. I think I might be anemic or I might be iron low. I got some iron supplements. Or honestly, I've been really good about water, so I know it's not water. My piss has been clear. I haven't flushed my toilet in days. That is a joke, just in case anyone thought it was real. I am not Asmongold, okay? I am not a disgusting person. So I don't know what's wrong. It just might just be my blood. It might just be they just don't like me. I'm stinky or something. The only mosquitoes that have ever liked me were the Florida mosquitoes. But those things are built fucking different. Florida mosquitoes, bro, they are huge. They could beat me up, take my lunch money, and shove me in a locker. Why are those things so large? The striped ones? Excuse me, what are they doing? What's their workout regime? And those, they love my ass. They love my ass. They be munching and crunching on that. I think they just eat everything. The striped ones are invasive, yeah. The non-striped ones, the cracked out ones, those don't eat my blood. And I think they're kind of cool. I know, problematic take. If not for this image, you're stupid. I like that in a man. That's the truth. And I'm not so pathetic that I can't admit to that. Okay? I'm not so, sorry about that. I'm not so pathetic that I can't. You can fix him? Fuck no. I just want to argue. You think I'm gonna fix that shit? Hell no. Sweet Tails, thank you for the 10 gift subs. That's really nice of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hell no, I do not be fixing men. What do I look like to you, a mechanic? I would say a therapist, but men don't go to therapy, so. Yeah. There's nothing there brings me nothing brings me more joy than a stupid man that loves to argue. So yeah, I do want to like Asmongold. I know. I also have, okay, he takes it too far, but I have respect for people who live within their means and don't engage in consumerism, because I fucking despise consumerism. I just despise it. It makes my skin crawl.